Ambassador Barbara Stevenson knows a thing or two about diplomacy. She served as the U.S. ambassador to Panama during much of the Obama administration, and she's spent the last several years as the president of the American Foreign Service Association. In an advance release of a letter in the forthcoming December issue of the Foreign Service Journal, Ambassador Stevenson sounds the alarm over the crises in Trump's State Department. "There is no denying that our leadership ranks are being depleted at a dizzying speed," she writes. "The Foreign Service Officer Corps at State has lost 60% of its career ambassadors since January. January, of course, is when President Trump took the oath of office. Since then, dozens of ministers, consuls, and even entry-level personnel have followed these career ambassadors out the door, leaving vacancies in critical posts. As if this exodus wasn't bad enough, President Trump has imposed an arbitrary hiring freeze, robbing the State Department of valuable underclassmen to nourish and develop into seasoned diplomats for future positions. Intake into the Foreign Service at State will drop from 366 in 2016 to around 100 new entry-level officers," Stevenson writes. "These numbers are hard to square with the stated agenda of making state and the Foreign Service stronger," she pleads. While never mentioning President Trump by name, it's clear her warnings are directed at the man who only last week sought to downplay this issue altogether. Speaking to FOX News host Laura Ingraham on November 2, the president flippantly dismissed a report that more than 100 senior State Department positions remained unfilled. "We don't need all the people that they want," he said. "Don't forget, I'm a business person, and I tell my people, where you don't need to fill slots, don't fill them. The one that matters is me," he continued. "I'm the only one that matters because when it comes down to it, that's what the policy is going to be." President Trump thinks he won the 2016 election with a skeleton staff largely composed of family and sycophants, a series of circus-like campaign rallies, and his trusty Twitter feed. God help us all if he thinks he can conduct diplomacy and statecraft that way too. Early signs, however, seem to confirm our worst fears. Jared Kushner, his advisor/son-in-law, has been tasked with forging peace in the Middle East. First daughter Ivanka, whose White House roles and responsibilities remain nebulous at best, accompanies and even stands in for the president in key meetings with foreign dignitaries. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, the man actually tasked with conducting our nation's diplomacy, has been completely neutered by the White House. Many observers suspect he may be the next official to depart this revolving door administration. All of this makes Ambassador Barbara Stevenson's call to action, as dire as it is, seem insufficient to capture the true catastrophe unfolding at the State Department. If the president will not heed her warnings, then perhaps we the people should.